Banking the great unbanked is a national imperative. Despite some of the best banking technology and services, as many as 12 million South Africans still do not own bank accounts. Many have never handled a financial tool to send or to receive money. For most, the language spoken is that of cold, hard cash. This was the inaugural financial inclusion indaba, held at the Johannesburg Securities Exchange, a place that the unbanked would never dream of, let alone take part in. The venue could be symbolic in that this could be the destination that the unbanked should be aspiring to. Such a topic was sure to solicit heated debate. This 9-member panel represents some of the most fierce competition there is to capture that market.
The enemy in this whole system is cash.
Why? My own view is that a bank's role is not to stimulate savings, it's to meet people's needs to pay, to borrow, to invest.
In fact, so far we're the only financial institution that is providing mortgage finance in rural areas.
About a third of our customers use their loans for housing improvements.
The tension was palpable. Government is tightening its screws and asking that up to 70% of the population have at least basic access to financial instruments.
The unbanked market is, in the retail environment, the market that banks are actually going for. That's the untapped market. So there's a good business case for this as well as a socio-economic case. So I think we obviously want to respond to government's targets and government strategy, but I think that it's a collaboration of both that and a good business case for our members.
The Banking Association South Africa wants its members to understand and respond to the developmental obligations of a financially included society.
One of the critical things we want to do today is with some of the international people who are here, particularly from emerging countries, to develop some South learning experience and cooperation and collaboration on this. The other issue is that we want to get conversation going amongst banks themselves and other players in this environment, so that, as you heard from the panel today, there's lots of room for collaboration on the back of which people can compete. But I think we want to get the collaboration going. And finally, and a very important part, again, which came up at the panel, you'll notice that in one of the panels later, we've got regulators. And in our view, one of the things that's been lacking in this own environment is an appropriate regulatory environment to actually enable financial inclusion in a way that actually begins to identify and accommodate what's happened in the last few years, like technology and so on.
It is often said that in Africa, some people may not have fancy shoes, but they sure do have a mobile phone. Wizard is a world-first and South African company. It offers a solution to a cash-dependent society, many of whom live in the lowest LSM groups.
And despite the efforts of the industry, there are still 12 million people without access to financial services. Our research, on the ground research, not only in South Africa but in other emerging markets, always boils down to the same three things as to why don't you have a bank account? Accessibility, availability, and affordability. And we believe that through technology, specifically mobile technology, we can address all three of those issues. My mobile phone is with me 24/7, 365. It's my bank in my pocket, the coin phrase that we at Wizard use. It's with me wherever I am. I don't carry around my laptop. I don't see your laptop here. So the thinking of some of the developed world, internet banking is going to solve the problems of the unbanked. Not in my lifetime, and I'm sorry to spoil your day, but not in your lifetime.
It's the quality of life, and in some cases the preservation of the very same, that financial inclusion seeks to achieve.
Well, a person who is financially excluded is somebody who does not use any single tool that's in the formal financial sector. So it could be a saving account, it could be using his cell phone to actually do financial services, it could be using a distribution channel in a rural area through which the individual can use money that he has under the mattress, but actually use that money to distribute elsewhere. So it's the use of a tool in the formal financial sector to actually begin to improve your life and begin to interact economically and otherwise.
Because South Africa's big five banks have been slow out of the blocks in servicing the unsecured loan sector, it has left a gap for others to take the lead.
Our philosophy, which has been proven over time that we've been in business, is that most people want to pay their loans back because they want to continue to access credit. However, some people get into bad luck, what we call bad luck situations, and they've got financial troubles and they can't pay back their loans. That is why we have a default rate that is relatively higher than normal, but most people generally would want to pay you back. That is why we're in business, otherwise we wouldn't be in business. We believe that people generally want to pay back, and most of them do pay back.
Okay, so business is good.
Business is good.
The inaugural Financial Inclusion Indaba is a good example of the kind of discourse we are likely to hear until South Africa's great unbanked finally become included in the formal economy.